Hello and welcome to What's Map for Cities Skylines, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. There are thousands of items on the workshop now, so finding the right one for your next city build is a huge task. So each day, Monday to Saturday, we'll review some using our 5-star rating and the coveted seal of approval. So join me, fellow Skylines explorers, as we venture out to today's new land. Who am I? I'm BonBonB, and you are very, very welcome.
Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. BonBon here, how are you doing? Right, it's Saturday. Saturday is the home of the quirky asset of the week, and today's asset, well, it's not so much quirky as unusual, but it's also a real-life thing as well. Just quirky because it's something that I've not seen on the workshop before, so I figured, hey, that's quirky. Now, today's map, my first instinct when I saw this was, oh my god, I'm not going to bother. But I would have been wrong. This map, actually, when we get down to ground level, you will agree with me here, has a realistic vibe to it. It's just that the overall topography from up here looks a bit, well, rubbish. I think that's the only polite word for it. So yes, now, so we are using a vanilla theme. We'll be using the realistic 1.2 LUT, only because if no LUT is prescribed, that's what we always use. It just gives a bit of stability throughout the episodes. That said, it's not a vanilla map. Forewarned, forearmed, blah blah blah. Okay, right, before we crack on and do the review, let's give you your daily poke in the side. Yes, please do it now. I bet that bruise is starting to show now, all those pokes in the side I keep giving you. Yes, please hit that like button, it would really help me out no end. Okay, today's map is Sandy Dunes by Out of Bullets. Look at that thumbnail, look at it. Ooh, yeah, that isn't a photo, that is a screenshot. Ooh, there's your start square. Okay, you're looking at it going, hang on, what? Hang on a minute. I know you're thinking that. That's what I thought. There's your resources. Very bold. Lots of stuff to work with there, especially with the new DLC. Good news. Off to the workshop, there's quite a few bits. Unlimited trees for starters. A whole load of trees. A whole lot of grasses as well, which can drag on the system. So if you're running potato, not a good idea for this map. Network extensions too, of course, but that's fairly standard for most maps anyway. And there we are. So all of that. Now we're down at ground level. See, look, I did tell you, this is vanilla theme. It's all the custom assets that are really making it pop. But also, look at the terrain. Does that feel kind of real to you? It feels kind of real to me as well. We've got a lot of intersections like this today. Now, it does say in the description, worth reading the description, always worth reading descriptions on maps and assets and everything, basically. How the creators intended this map to be used, and to be honest, I'm rolling with their description. I'll let you read the description. You can go back and press pause. I don't care. I don't mind. But yeah, look at the backdrop. Just look at that. That just feels real. And when you bear in mind what we were looking at from above, that's surprising. Very surprising. But yes, a vanilla theme. Considering we've got so many custom assets, I'm surprised we haven't got a custom theme. Right, now we've got that heads off towards the start square. That is just the outflow from the start square. Once again, you can see we've got a bit of a traffic issue going on, but that is to be expected. And that's your highway towards the start square, pretty obviously, really. And they do merge together a little bit further down the road. Now, we've got a little bit of a steep climb up here, but I'm going to let it go because there are steeper climbs in the world, and it's worth the view when you get up here. Ooh, look at that, it just opens up beautifully. Very nice indeed. Out of the way tree. Whew, nearly hit it. And then we've got, like I say, all these intersections are a bit troublesome, but they are, well, they're fit for upgrading. What's going on down here? Right, that heads down to the beach. We'll be hitting the bottom end of that road in a minute. And then we've got this crossroads type thing with the highway running right across it. See that this is a highway, and it's kind of like incomplete. I think it's kind of enticing you to do something with it. Honestly, I don't know what I'd do with that. And why have we gone elevated? It's like the ground's dropping away. It could have stayed level. That's just a observation, really. I'm not sure what you would do with that, but it's kind of teasing you to do something, and that's okay. Highway comes up here. This is the other highway, separated away from the inflowing highway, which kind of is good for traffic, I guess. Of course, you'll want a better connection than that T-junction, I would suggest. Past that, we'll ignore that. It goes off to the fog, and we're heading towards the fog now. So you're going, hang on, start square, BonBonB. Yeah, this road here. Now this road here is a bit of a surprise, because remember what it looked like from above, a stylized kind of map. This this road is just one long steady curve, which I thought, oh, this is not going to be any good. Actually, it feels quite nice. Once we get down here, this was actually quite a pleasure to fly along. Obviously, as much because of all the foliage which is popping. Level crossing, lots of level crossings on this map as well. Yeah, it's still curving, exactly the same. Oh, we've got a little bit of weeding to do there. That's about the only occasion I've seen it on the map, so that's not too bad considering. Then it bends back the other way, and we're going to join up. Remember where I said we'd get to the bottom end of that road in a minute? This is that bottom end of that road where we were driving down towards the coast. Let's have a look back up there, and remember, down towards the coast, that's what we were heading towards. Okay, now this is going to take us down towards the start square. Now you will notice when we get to the end, the intersection, it's a bit, oh hello, donut! Donuts. When we get to the end, we will reach the T-junction, and it's a highway. So everything down here has to turn right because there's no proper intersection going on here. So anyway, we were up there a minute ago. I said this was the highway down towards Start Square, and that the highways would come together, which you can see they are. There is still a reasonable distance between them, but actually it's workable, and then it comes closer and closer and closer. Very nicely done, very nicely tapered together into the start square, which is about here-ish. Now, not really, let's pull up and have a look. There you go. I'm not really sure. Once again, we've got these. We've got this road goes off that way, which once again, all the traffic coming out there has to turn right. And I'm not really sure what to do with these. I imagine the bulldozer would be what I would do with those, and then pop in my own intersection. But yeah, like I say, read the description. You'll get a better feel for what the creator has got in mind. And this description's quite short, unlike anything that I ever write, which goes on for pages. You've probably seen with my comments, very seldom can I keep it down to just a smiley. I do my best. Hello train, my train. Now, the rail isn't too bad on this map. It's there's a lot of level crossings. We've already seen that. There is going to be, in a minute, something that I'm got to mark it down on. Here's your level crossing number 1. There we are. First of many. We won't look at all of them. I've got a question mark over one of them. Now, here comes a hill. Now, this hill is too steep. I'm sorry, put the terrain lines on. You'll see the how steep it's getting. It's too steep for a rail line. I would have gone tunnel or different route, actually, to be honest with you. Yeah, a bit steep. Turn it back off now. You've seen that. There we are. And keep rolling towards here. Now, I've got a bit of a problem with this one, because it's a level crossing, but it hasn't got any gates. And I question immediately whether that is a bit of anarchy going on, and whether the traffic's going to keep rolling when a train starts coming. And is there a train coming? There's never a train coming when you pick and need one. So we'll look out for a train in a minute. Trains don't run very often on this map. I've got to be honest, I spent ages looking for a train to come along here, and there wasn't one. Anyway, we will find one in a minute, even if we have to force one by building a station. This is a route that goes down towards the bay. The docks. The docks area is over there. Okay, and there's lots of farms. We'll have a look at the farms after the asset review break, of course. Back up to where we were, and now we'll head down this way, looking for a train, of course. We have an uppy-downy bridge here. Boo. Very poor. Very, very poor. I was expecting better. And then along here, we're bearing around. It's all good. It's all good. Another level crossing. A potential station there, I'd suggest. That's quite nice indeed. Okay, let's see if we can't find ourselves a train. Any trains coming? High speed. No. I'm looking backwards and forwards. Do I have to build a station? Do I have to build a station? Hello, trains. Sorry if this is doing your heading. Ah, found a train. Excellent. Right, let's see whether or not that goes straight through the level crossing or not. Let's go settle down in location and wait for it to come. Where is the crossing? Here it is. Right, okay. So, is it an anarchy thing? Here comes the train. Slow down, slow down, slow down. Okay, here comes the train. Oh, now how does the traffic know? How does the traffic know that train is coming? That makes no sense. Alright, okay, quirky time. Everybody get ready for your quirky asset. As we fly off to Assetville, Asset Corner, for the Cities Skylines Museum ship by Salmon Marine. Now, if you don't know what this is, I think it was I'm sure it's a clipper. I'm sure it's a clipper from the days when the United Kingdom ruled Britannia, ruled the waves. We really did. We had the best navy out there and conquered the world, and basically were a bunch of dicks, basically, as a country. I'm sorry. I apologise to the entire world for our behaviour of the time. However, this was a beautiful ship. It's now moored up in dry dock in London, and there was a bit of a fire a couple of years ago which wrecked a lot of it. It was reconstructed, and it's now basically preserved in a way that you can go and have a proper look round, and a little museum at the bottom. I'm sure there's a little gift shop as well. Oh, I do like a gift shop, a bit like the Doctor. Doctor Who, that's the one. Anyway, Cities Skylines Museum ship by Salmon Marine. And so off to Themington Island for the last time this week for one last look at the Whenuccio Basin theme by It's OK with the custom built Whenuccio Basin colour correction LUT. Now yes, we do have a bit of a forest fire going off in the background. If you want a better look at that, yesterday's theme review, well, that's where it all kicked off. It wasn't a good thing, I promise you. So anyway, yeah, this one's an interesting theme and LUT. Some of the resolution of the textures a little bit blotchy, but and of course the pavement's a little bit on the white side. Other than that, I quite like it in a lot of ways. Right, okay, one factoid for today. Why not just the one? Off to China again. The works of Dickens and Shakespeare were banned during the Chinese cultural dear, you got that wrong badly. Cultural Revolution, but are now back on the library shelves. So there we are. If you want to read a bit of Shakespeare, you might find it on the shelves in Beijing. Right, back to Sandy Dunes by Out of Bullets. Shipping routes. We have a shipping route that follows the coast along one side of the map. And then when we get to the fog, if we skip across country, there's no shipping route across the country, you'd be glad to know. But we do have a shipping route in the bay on the other side around here. Which leads us to ask the question, what's the water flow going to be like? Well, the answer to that is in the blue. Here it is. And we come back down and have a look. We have got a little bit of a light water flow. All the water flow is coming from the edge of the map being pushed in at the sides. And you'll tell that it's quite low, the flow in some places, the further we get away. There's your start square. And here it's just a little bit of motion in the ocean. Not too much, probably enough. There is something we can do about that though. If you want to use the water tool, we'll plop it down out to sea. This isn't perfect, by the way, trust me on this one. We'll drop the level just below sea level, and we'll have a look at the that's it, that's the one, that's the tool. You can see the arrows now are starting to move towards a little. There you go, the suction is on now. And yeah, that will draw all the sewage into that point and it will disappear away, which is a good thing. I would personally obviously move this out a little bit further to see from where it is there, mostly because we are drawing water away from the coast. We're bringing the coastline down a little bit because of the suction effect. But yeah, you get the gist. I think that's probably a better plan. Let's just get rid of it so that we can leave it as we found it, and that will, well, could probably cause a tidal wave now. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, let's look at some of the detailing. I'm loving the forests. The mixture of trees in the forests is really rather quite nice indeed. Just enough difference in heights and textures and whatever. There's a lot of grasses on this map. A lot of grasses. As I said at the beginning, grasses can cause a frame rate problem, so it's not a downer, because hey, they're there to be used. But if you're running a slower computer, this might actually be a bit testing for you. Right, fields and farming. Lots of fertile fields, all highlighted, all fertile in the field area, which is all quite nice, and some interesting shapes as well, like in that. And they've got the walls all around them as well, and I like the way that there's some trees inside the fields too, which just adds a little bit of difference. Now, just one question. Jethro, catch up, mate. Jethro, can you keep up, please? Right, we're just going to do some farming. Right, Jethro, did you bring the extendable legs for the tractor? Jethro, the extendable legs for the tractor, my friend. We can't get in without them. Did you bring the Jethro? What? Oh, he's gone back for the extendable legs by apparent. Yeah. We have walls all the way around the farms. There is no way in or out. Which leads me to ask the question: who's maintaining the fields? They're seeming very good nick for fields that are behind a 12-foot wall. It's very nice. Not necessarily the most ideal walls for putting around farms. With a little bit of terrain glitching around the outside of the where the walls have been clipped in there, but never mind, there are worse things that happen at sea. I've got to say that oh, look at this is all sand, by the way. This is all sand. The entire map pretty much is sand. What am I looking for? That's it, that's the tool. Now I'm going to right click here and make the brush a bit larger. Right click, there you go, and that reveals the grass underneath. Surprisingly effective for a vanilla map. Now I would question on the map called Sandy Dunes, where are the dunes? We have hills, but I wouldn't call them dunes. They seem that a permanent fixture. Dunes are obviously moving banks of sand, and more different trees here as well. And my only other real grumble with this map is it's really nice looking on the inside, but around the outside it kind of feels underdone. There's a lack of difference and changes of variations in coastline. We've just got that nice curved line, and of course, because we're using sand around the entire map, there's no beach, because there's no beach. So a little bit of rock definition along there would be quite nice. We've used so many assets already, trees and props and whatever. Oh, look, crumbling rocks. Ooh, nice. Yeah, you can get into that field. Jethro, it's all right, mate. Bring the tractor. Oh dear. Yes, so Sandy Dunes, what do you think? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does matter, because we do an end of month top 10, the best maps as voted by you. So please drop a score into that vote box. That'd be very nice of you. Thank you very much. In the meantime, I'm going to give you my star breakdown. What do we think? Now aesthetically, it's vanilla theme. I'm quite impressed. It looks alright, and because of that, I'm going to give it 4 stars. Detailing is really quite nice. There are a few minor problems, like obviously with the fields not having the gate, and that level crossing is a bit of an interesting issue as well. Of course, the rail line was a bit too steep, and of course around the outside of the land, the coast is a bit meh. It's a very strong 3, a high 3, not quite a 4 for detail. Gameplay potential, I think if you go with the game plan as in the description, this is a very playable map. Very playable map. I can't give it 5 stars because there is a lot of work that you'll need to do, but that's within the game, so 4 stars for gameplay potential. Sandy Dunes by Out of Bullets. Very sandy, not enough dunes, a bit of a meh coastline. But other than that, really very nice indeed. So anyway, thanks very much for watching, commenting, liking and subscribing. Tomorrow it's the chart show. Don't miss it. We'll be looking at the top 20 assets available on the workshop as of today. And of course there'll be Asset World as well. There's a map on screen you can go and take a look at from over a year ago. And there's a vote on that one as well if you like voting on things. I know I do. Anyway, have a great day, have a great weekend, and I'll see you very, very soon.